So Ramsey Paul tweeted this out today. It was a retweet from the ADL. The ADL has analyzed the red pill, blue pill dichotomy and tacked on the purple and black pills. No white pills, I guess. No optimism for you, Goy. But yeah, they're just saying this is... obviously, this is wrong. I'll read this out real quick for those of you who are just listening. The system is broken. We need radical political solutions. That's the red pill. The blue pill says everything is fine. The system is our friend. The purple pill, which I've never seen before, says the system has problems that can be fixed via moderation and dialogue. Yeah, that's just a blue pill. This is why you don't see it used, because that's what people who are blue pill believe. Nobody believes the system is our friend. Like, who is that? Who is that? Who is so... Nobody's that stupid who's like, you know what? Everything is just hunky-dory. That's like the opinion of someone who knows nothing about politics and nothing about what's going on in the world. That's just somebody who's completely asleep. That's not a political philosophy. And the black pill is the system cannot be fixed. Revolution, race war, and violence is the only cure. I'm not saying that for those YouTube censors. I'm not the one saying that. The ADL is saying that is a political position, apparently. No. I mean, obviously this is wrong, but what I like about this is that every single one of these, even though they're wrong, they start with a premise and they end with a solution. And that is very much the progressive mindset. If you've ever talked to someone who's very left-leaning, what they do is they tend to, if you bring up an uncomfortable reality to them, you start talking about race and intelligence, you start talking about the power of a certain ethnic group that maybe the ADL very much supports and employs. You start talking about these things, and immediately they start talking about the most extreme solutions they can imagine. Jared Taylor mentions this. He said that when he was talking to a liberal woman at a party, he mentioned racial IQ disparities, and she immediately said, well, I guess we'll just have to wipe them all out then. And it's like, that's not the logical conclusion to that. In fact, why do you need a logical conclusion? Why can't you just stop and accept the fact, and then from there try to figure out what is the moral solution to this? They can't do it because they are trained that when they hear something that uncomfortable, when they hear something that really rocks their worldview, immediately they have to jump to something that breaks the whole system. It's like a failsafe. It's like a catastrophic failsafe for them, where you say something that really makes them uncomfortable, they jump to a conclusion that renders it completely invalid in their mind. They're like, well, I can't imagine a world where this could be true, because that would mean we'd have to do something genocidal, and therefore I'm just going to throw everything you're saying in the garbage. And that's really how they keep people like this on a leash. And it was when I started to realize that I myself was adopting these tendencies as a teenager, that's really when I started to question progressivism, because I was, a pretty left-leaning kid. But there was a moment, I can't remember the context, but I had an epiphany where I realized, like, that's not a reasonable, logical way to approach this. And, I just realized I was being brainwashed. And that's most of the population. Most of the population thinks in this way. And really, I mean, the black pill is sort of like a wignat, is all that. I mean, of course, black pill and white pill refer to pessimism and optimism. And the red and blue pill, of course, referring to the Matrix analogy of, do you accept a cold, hard truth, or do you embrace a nice, comfy fantasy of what you want the world to be? So these are just garbage analyses of how these things actually work, but I think it is revealing, because this is how they want people to think. They want you to think, things like, oh, the system is broken, so therefore we immediately need, super radical solutions. I don't find any real solutions to be that radical. Name me one political ideology, even the most extreme ones that you can think of, that doesn't have some things in common with the current system. Name one. You know, communism, there are plenty of socialist policies, there are plenty of government programs to help people, plenty of ways in which the government interferes with their lives. You know, you can say libertarianism. Well, you know, in a lot of ways, there is a private sector, an open market. It's not very open. It's heavily regulated, but maybe for good reason. Yeah, this is the thing. Like, I don't want to get into anything that's going to get this channel banned, but ultimately, the solution has to be whatever the solution is. Obviously, there are problems. Obviously, those problems are partly systemic, but to focus on the system is wrong. This is what commies and anarchists get totally wrong. Everyone focuses on the function of government. Everyone focuses on the structure and the processes that underlie it, when I think it really is just a lot simpler than that. The problem is the people. The people that rule over us are the problem. Take the people out. You know, we've lived under monarchies. We've lived under, the dictatorships before. Europeans have had dictatorships where the society flourished and prospered, and it was, produced some of the most beautiful works of art and culture and engineering and architecture that the world has ever seen. And yet we have none of that, and yet we're supposedly a free and open democracy. Instead, we get brutalist art. We get this empty, bland, cubicle culture. It doesn't. And why is that? Why is that? Well, it's because in the past, the people that ruled over us were us. They were of us. They were by us. They were people that understood us and our temperaments and our inclinations and what we needed to thrive as a people. And if you don't have that, it doesn't matter what system you want to put in place. It doesn't matter what form of government you have, what economic system. You're always going to have people that don't care about you, that look down on you, that despise you, ruling over you. And that's why you'll find most, certain nationalists of the pale affluence tend to be anti-colonialists. They're not neocons. It's frankly the Jewish neoconservative right that supports colonialism and imperialism, be it in the Middle East or wherever. But people on the new right, the alternative right, don't support that because they understand the necessity of personal, national, and ethnic sovereignty. And that is the reason why progressive ideology always fails, why all these other systems are garbage, and why the analysis of the blue pill, red pill, black pill, whatever, as a way of looking at the systems of governance or economics or whatever, it's just wrong. It's more than that. It's about philosophy. It's about how you look at things, and that's just a broad way to guide your own actions and interpretations of reality. But even those things are not relevant to what's really needed to change the society that we live in, So I'm going to be trying to clip some videos of some other people. I'm going to try to credit them appropriately. People that have been removed from YouTube. I'm going to try to upload a few vital clips that I think are going to make sense. I hope that's okay. But yeah, some people from certain radio show, TRS, I think is what it's called. I don't know, something like that. But yeah, look out for that if I can get one of these softwares to work. And have a nice night.